Ladies and gentlemen, Sixers fans, what's up? Welcome. Do I sound sick? I am very sick. I have, you know what, for the third time now. As soon as I have the ability to start making more content, we are hit. And yesterday, I was terrible. I was extremely sick. I missed the whole first half of the Sixers game. I ended up catching the second half. Embiid, dominant behavior. But I really wanted to talk about today the Utah Jazz and the possibilities of Donovan Mitchell coming to Philadelphia this offseason. Is there a possibility? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about kind of what's going around in the league right now. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the family, the community. We're always grinding over here, ladies and gentlemen. We are always doing our very best. So hit the like button. Why not? It'll make me feel a lot better because I'm struggling right now. I am truly struggling. This is the third time I've gotten it. Third. That's crazy. That's so crazy to me. I'm tired. I don't want it anymore, man. It kills me. So the Utah Jazz are slipping very, very quickly. They are currently the 5th seed right now in the Western Conference, and by my calculations, I would have them losing in the first round in the Western Conference. And this would be now the 3rd or 4th year in a row where it's just not working out in Utah with the core that they have constructed. And it's interesting. Donovan Mitchell averages 2 passes a game to Rudy Gobert. Not assists, passes. Trae Young has more assists via the pick and roll alley-oop, I believe. Not alley-oop, but via the pick and roll with Clint Capella than Donovan Mitchell has passes to Rudy Gobert. That is an abomination of the game of basketball. And whether you blame that on Rudy Gobert for being unable to do anything offensively since the moment he stepped into the NBA, really since the moment he stepped on a court when he was, however old when he started playing basketball, or you're going to blame that on Donovan Mitchell's lack of facilitating, which is a clear problem in Utah, and he's becoming a very notorious ball handler with the fact that he just doesn't give the ball up. There's a lot to go around when it comes to blame in the city of Utah, and personally, I love it. I hate the Utah Jazz, right up there with the Denver Nuggets of just things I cannot stand. I can't stand Rudy Gobert, and I feel bad for Donovan Mitchell. I feel like he needs a new home, and I think that there is a strong possibility, especially now with Danny Ainge at the helm of Utah, that Donovan Mitchell is traded this offseason. I can almost assure anybody, if there is any team dumb enough to take Rudy Gobert on, I think Rudy Gobert is also moved. And I think it's time in Utah to rebuild. And that being said, obviously it brings up the fact that could the Sixers go out and get Donovan Mitchell? Now, I think that's an entirely new can of worms that I am now going to open. First of all, if all things were perfect, would I want Donovan Mitchell? I don't know. He is a shot creator, I guess. He's not a great standstill shooter. And he's somebody who works the best with the ball in his hands. Now, with James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Embiid, there's a lot of that already on the team. And then it would come down to what would you trade for Donovan Mitchell? Tobias Harris would have to probably be in the deal, but of course that's not going to be enough when trading for, a rising star, borderline star of Donovan Mitchell already. You would imagine you would have to throw in Matisse Thybulle, a couple picks, or Tyrese Maxey and some picks, and I don't know if we would be willing to do that. And I don't know if it would be worth it because the Sixers' biggest problem now is the lack of depth. We have none. We have no bench. My perfect world, we're trading Tobias Harris, not for Bradley Beal, not for Donovan Mitchell, but we're trading him for some 3 pieces that can just fill out the rotation a little bit more. Whether that's just better perimeter defense that you can bring in and has a more reliable shot than Matisse Thybulle, or just better perimeter shooting that we can rely on more than guys that are already in the rotation. But I think there is definitely a lure and an intrigue to the idea of bringing in Donovan Mitchell. I think there are other teams out there that have much more to offer, but if Donovan Mitchell has any say in it, I wouldn't think he's totally against coming to Philadelphia. And a rotation of Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Embiid, that would be pretty insane. But then it comes down to the fact of what would you rather have if given the opportunity to get Bradley Beal, who is a more solidified yet older, more consistent shot-creating guard, or Donovan Mitchell, a kid who's much younger, way more athletic, and could probably be a much better defender in his career. And he projects to be a much better defender. And he projects to just probably play on the same type of career path as Bradley Beal, but he's got a couple years younger. it's a very interesting question to ask. It's very interesting to see, if possible, what would the trade be. It would break my heart to watch Tyrese Maxey or Matisse Thybulle go out in Utah to play. But if the deal would be Tobias Harris, a couple first-round picks, Matisse Thybulle, and like filler, hell yeah. If that means we have to trade Paul Reed or Charles Bassey, I'm doing it because Doc doesn't play those guys anyway. He doesn't play those guys anyway. We could bring Maxey off the bench entirely, and we could have Harden, Donovan Mitchell, like, I don't know, George Niang, maybe some free agent help when it comes to perimeter shooting to play the 3-4. I think it's something that could work. That being said, this is kind of just a quick rant video on my thoughts, since I could, now I'm not going to guarantee, but I could highly suggest the fact that the Jazz are probably going to reconstruct this offseason, whether that means just trading Gobert or just trading Donovan Mitchell or trading them both. I think something's going to happen in Utah this summer, especially if first round exit is going to happen. That's my video for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, peace.